wondering what to do stuck here in the house, and I thought, why not some poetry, something like that. Well, Patrick Stewart is doing a sonnet every day, so that leaves those out. It's not that I don't want to compete with him, I just know I can't, so there's no point in it. So, instead, I think instead of the sonnet of the day, we'll do the McGonagall of the day. And here's one on the adventures of King Robert the Bruce. King Robert the Bruce's deadly enemy, John of Lorne, joined the English with 800 Highlanders one morn. All strong, hardy and active, fearless mountaineers, but Bruce's men attacked them with swords and spears. And while they were engaged, a new enemy burst upon them, like a torrent of water rushing down a rocky glen. It was John of Lorne and his Highlanders that come upon them, so the tide of battle was too much for them to stem. And with savage yells they made the valley ring, then made a long circuit and stole in behind the king, whirling their broadswords and Lochaber axes left and right, and the enemy being thrice their number they relinquished the fight. Then to a certain house Bruce quickly hied, and sitting by the door the housewife he spied. And she asked him who he was, and he said, a wanderer. Then she said, all wanderers are welcome here, kind sir. Well, then the king said, good dame, tell me the reason why, how ye respect all wanderers that chance to pass by, and for whose sake ye bear such favour to homeless men. Then she said, King Robert the Bruce, if ye want to ken, the lawful king of this country, whom I hope to see. Then the Bruce said, my good woman, your king stands before thee. And she said, ah, sir, where are your men gone? Then the king told her that he's come alone. Then she said, I'm a lawful king, this must not be, for I have 2 stout sons, and they shall follow thee, and fight to the death for your majesty. Aye, in faith, my good king, by land or sea. Then she brought her sons before the king, and thus did say, now swear, my sons, to be true to your king without dismay. Then they knelt and cried, mother, we'll do as you desire. We willingly will fight on behalf of our noble sire, who has been hunted like a felon by night and day, by foul plotters devising to take his life away. But God will protect him in the midst of the strife, and mother dear will fight for him there in life. Then the king said, noble lads, it's you shall follow me, and ye shall be near me by land or sea. And for your loyalty towards me, your mother I'll reward. When all of a sudden the trampling of horses was heard. Then the king heard voices he knew full well, but what had fetched his friends there he couldn't tell. 'Twas Edward his brother, and Lord Douglas, with 150 men, that had travelled far to find their king o'er mountain and glen. And when they met they conversed on the events of the day. Then the king unto them quickly did say, if we knew where the enemy were, we would work them scathe. Then Lord James said, I'll lead you where they are by my faith. Then they marched on the enemy just as the morning broke, to a farmhouse where they were lodged, and with one bold stroke they the Scots rushed in, and killed 2/3 of them dead. And such was the life, alas, King Robert the Bruce led. Who could not be stirred by that, yes, well, this is William McGonagall, Scotland's greatest poet, by his own admission, and no one else's. In any case, we'll be back tomorrow with more of this. I'm sorry, but we will.